Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
Hey, y'all. As a growing family, my husband and I love game night, especially when it's Wayfair edition.
Let's do it. You gotta name as many Wayfair furniture and decor categories as you can. Ready? Go.
Sofas, bar stools, beds, ottomans, outdoor seating, bookshelves, kitchen tables, garden sheds, mid-century modern lamps.
Time. Nice. You got 9 out of a lot. Not too bad. Keep practicing by visiting Wayfair.com, where you can shop every style for every home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
This is Optimal Work Daily. I think I'm feeling burnt out. What do I do? By Sara Stanizai of ProspectTherapy.com. One of the first things people ask when they learn I'm a therapist is, isn't it hard listening to people's problems all day? I mean, that's not exactly what I do, so no, it actually energizes me to help people figure their stuff out. I've been lucky to have extensive training and personal experience in preventing burnout. It's part of my ethical code to ensure I have the capacity to provide high-quality care as a therapist. Yes, these are hard days, but burnout doesn't happen because of a hard day or even a few hard days in a row. Burnout happens when we aren't proactive about managing our internal resources. Taking breaks and remembering to eat are important, but so are things like sticking to limits. Is that what they mean by leaving work at work? Staying challenged and collaborating with others. What is burnout? It is a persistent pattern of stress that builds up over time. Burnout is tricky because it can feel temporary, like, I just didn't get enough sleep last night, or I was hangry this morning, but I'm fine now. But it's still there after your nap. No one has a stress-free job or life, even though some people's Instagram accounts would have you believe that. Setting up built-in reinforcements to protect you from routine stress is essential to preventing burnout. We need to decompress, recharge, and get ready for the next challenge. How can you tell if you're burnt out? Sometimes you can't tell. It can start slowly and impacts your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Some of the following are signs and symptoms of burnout. 1. Irritability. When your body, mind, and spirit are running on empty, you have very little tolerance for mundane life details. You or someone in your life may notice that you're in a bad mood more often than not. You snap over small details and don't feel like yourself. Instead of addressing the chronic stress that's affecting you, you take it out on otherwise manageable situations. 2. Fatigue and trouble sleeping. You constantly feel tired, but it's not just your body that's tired, because then a nap or a full night's sleep would help. It's more like you're mentally and emotionally drained. Plus, your mind is racing with all the stress you're experiencing, so you're not able to sleep anyway. 3. Physical illness. As any grandmother can tell you, stress will affect your immune system and mess with your appetite and digestion, cause headaches and breakouts. You might be someone who carries stress in your stomach, grinds your teeth, or has chronic muscle tension. The combination of poor sleep, stress, and emotional overwhelm can wreak havoc on your body. And 4, emotional detachment or hypersensitivity. You feel checked out or lose interest in things that usually excite you. You find it hard to be happy for your friends' successes, even though you wish them the best. It's not that you're necessarily sad, you just don't feel anything. Or you might feel everything. Some people feel constantly on the verge of tears, where the slightest thing can cause you to break down. Preventing burnout. Preventive self-care measures can feel silly or indulgent. I don't mind answering these emails while I'm on vacation, but they are vital to keeping you ready to deliver for your workplace, friends, family, partner, and yourself. As many therapists and coaches will tell you, we often won't notice burnout until it's too late. Recovery is much harder when you're already noticing the effects. Taking steps ahead of time is your best bet. How can you do this? Deliberately set limits on your time, energy, and resources. Schedule out regular medical appointments, car maintenance, and time to do the chores you would otherwise avoid. Decompress with friends or family. If you have any opportunities to take breaks or time off, take them. even if you feel like you don't need to. This will fill your anti-stress bank account so that you can tolerate any stress that comes later. Would you rather go to the dentist for a routine visit or go in at the last minute for an emergency root canal that could have been prevented? Prioritize your values. Another way to prevent burnout is to reconnect with what is most important to us. This doesn't just have to be at work. We sometimes feel helpless in trying to undo stress when it comes to things we can't necessarily change. You can still find ways to tap into your values by thinking about the following. What is a topic you could talk about for hours? You can't help eavesdropping or even joining in anytime you hear a conversation about this topic. Maybe it's a certain social issue, an aspect of your job, or even just an experience you share. What excites you about that topic, and how can you build that into your life? When we feel competent and passionate in at least one area, we can tolerate stress in other areas. What are 1 or 2 skills you want to develop? Do you know someone who's really good at cooking, drawing, making friends, or public speaking? Is there a way you can build this challenge into a part of your life? Sign up for a class or commit to a goal that will force you to practice a skill. Do they still have chili cook-offs? A boot camp at your local gym? Is a publication or website you admire open to submissions? A new commitment will wake you right up and give you a new personal or professional goal to work toward. No matter what our circumstances, we owe it to ourselves and the people around us to take care of ourselves. When we meet our own needs, we're more present for others. If you've tried these tips and are still feeling the effects of chronic stress, there may be something deeper going on. Getting professional help from a therapist or coach, even for a few sessions, can reveal a pattern or need that we've overlooked. You just listened to the post titled, "I Think I'm Feeling Burnt Out. What Do I Do?" by Sara Stanizai of prospecttherapy.com.
Most people overpay for car insurance, not because they're careless, but because switching feels like too much hassle. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/Libsyn today. That's jerry.ai/LIBSYN.
And thank you to Sara for letting us share her work. Sara spent years working in nonprofits and agencies trying to feel cool wearing business casual slacks and those trademark work flats. You know the ones. She hid her weirdness, lightened up her humor, and ate sad office birthday cake at least once a month. She was good at her job. She made friends. She learned a lot. But she didn't realize how much of herself she was putting away between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. She didn't know what she was missing. Since starting Prospect Therapy, she's learned firsthand that the more herself she is, the more successful she is as a therapist, a leader, and as a business owner. It helps her connect with her clients and lets them know they can be real too. This is at the core of what she talks about with her clients. Being yourself is a gift. You can find more great posts from Sara at prospecttherapy.com. And again, a big thank you to Sara for letting us share her work across all of our shows. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll be back with you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.